Well, let's talk about a super important part of taking pre-orders on Shopify, tracking and analytics. So why might you want to do this? Well, you want, in the most basic way, you want to make sure that your pre-order's doing well and how well. And then another reason is tracking spikes in traffic and conversion, so you can attribute that to marketing efforts, ad campaigns, that kind of thing. And then finally is optimization and funnel analytics. So how can you improve your pre-order setup and the kind of whole flow from add to cart all the way through to checkout. So let's look at 3 ways to do this. 2 inbuilt ways that are free with your setup, and then 1 more advanced way which lets you track much more in a kind of finer detailed way. Number 1 is just using your built-in Shopify Analytics, which are super powerful, and you can find them in the Analytics tab on the left-hand side of your admin. And you can click into customize, and that gives you, just an amazingly powerful tool for free, which you can use straight away without any extra cost. Why might you want to just opt to using those? Well, power, basic funnel analysis, that kind of thing. But the limitations are that it sees everything as a buy now. It doesn't understand pre-orders, so it can't give you any pre-order specific metrics. But that's a great place to start, and with the vast majority of Shopify themes, it will be built in and ready to go. You may run into some issues with third-party apps. So you just got to make sure that your events are firing when you're going through the process, and your storefront's front end of adding to cart, checkout, and making sure all of those fire in your analytics here. So number 2 is using your pre-order app. I'm going to use PreProduct today because that's the app that I work on and run. So obviously a pre-order app is not going to have the power of an analytics platform or Shopify with their thousands of developers, but it will have pre-order specific data. So that can be really handy, and is really handy, especially when you use it in aggregate with another analytics platform like Shopify Analytics. So let's look at 2 different views. So if I go to the listing dashboard of PreProduct, I can see, it's not a great example, let's go to one with a few more. So here we go. This is just for a test store, but you can see pre-orders taken. So this is for a deferred charge pre-order. So you can see cards getting vaulted and people pre-ordering. And then you can see a line down here for actually triggering those charges and customers completing payment. And then if we go through here, we can kind of segment by a bit more stuff. So deposit paid, that kind of thing. What else is failed charge, stuff like this is not going to be available outside of your pre-order app. So that's when the deferred charge fails. Then there's other stuff like country, that kind of thing, follow-ups. So basically, your pre-order apps analytics is going to be really good at very specific things for your pre-order campaign. They'll often be quite different things. They probably won't cover just general add to carts and that kind of thing. So it is quite good to use in tandem with your main analytics platform. So that's number 2. Then the 3rd way of tracking pre-order analytics on Shopify and getting far more granular and kind of building out bespoke little data setup is to integrate your pre-order app into your analytics platform. So it could be Shopify Analytics, GA4, or it could be Shopify Analytics. And what you'd want to do is listen for your pre-order apps events. So we'll use PreProduct again in this example. And then you can fire off analytics events as these JavaScript events happen. So to say that in a bit more of a straightforward way, when the customer lands on the page and there's a pre-order live, when the customer lands on the page then clicks for pre-order button. All those actions fire off JavaScript events that we can listen for and then pass that data on to the analytics. So I'm just in the docs here, and you can see there's just launched, so that just fires only when the user visits a product page which is actively on pre-order. Converting button clicked, so that's what it sounds like. Pre-order button being clicked, just converted, so that's when the user is sent to checkout or sent to cart. And then we've got a example of the payload from each of those events. So we've got the product ID for Shopify, and then we've got the various line items, so that's variant ID, any line item properties, and then quantity, and then selling plan, which is super useful for pre-orders but also used in subscriptions. So if we hop over to this test store and let's open up the browser console, we can have a little look at that. So I'm going to, I'll show you the actual code for Shopify Analytics, but let's have a quick look at just how this event fires. So I've just pasted in there. When the converting button clicks, open up the debugger. Listening to the event, click pre-order, click pre-order here, and we're in the debugger. So the nice thing about this is we can then go the event.detail and we can have a look at what we've got. So the Shopify product ID, and then the items just like I mentioned. So variant ID, line item properties, quantity, selling plan. So let's just resume that. And now I'll show you the actual Shopify Analytics version of that. So if we go back to the page, I'll paste it in here and also paste it in the description. So what we're doing is we're listening to that same event. So when the converting button is clicked, the pre-order button, we will fire off a Shopify Analytics event, and we'll count this as a tracking add to cart. But I think you can change that to anything you want. I believe add to cart is just the kind of event name that you always use for that. And then for the product ID, we're getting that from the event up here, and then we're passing through the quantity as well, again from that event. So if we click pre-order, and I don't think we'll see anything at all, but just to show you it runs, there we go. So that's how to integrate your analytics platform directly via its API using your pre-order apps JavaScript events. So we covered 3 approaches: the built-in Shopify Analytics, which is great for super advanced insights and more basic insights as well, but it's plug and play, you get that for free. Then we looked at using your third-party pre-order apps analytics, which are nowhere near as powerful as Shopify's, but do offer more pre-order specific actions like failed deferred charge, pre-order, that kind of thing. And then last of all, we looked at advanced custom tracking, which would require a developer, but that's when you link up your analytics platform's API and your third-party pre-order app, and you fire analytics events offers for customer pre-orders or progresses through to pre-order. I recommend a mixture of 1 and 2, and number 3 only if you need it, but it's good to know it's there. And I hope that was handy and useful, and I'll leave a link to PreProduct in the description below for a free trial, as well as for code that we covered in the last point. Cheers.